What is up, everybody? I'm Jason, this is Freebird Garage, and we are starting once again the FXRT. I got everything charged up, starter ready to go, everything set, so we have our best shot at getting this motor to turn over and properly start. Let's get to it. All right, I'm gonna try. Yeah, let's see if we can get to. What I'm not trying to do is catch fire, which is it happens when you're trying to get these carburetors when they're all dried up like this, and you put your hand over it to get the suction to happen again, and get that vacuum to pull, to get that gravity to pull on that gas, and it can just pour out at that point and then start, which can give you a good backfire. So let's see if we can do this and get a little bit of a head start. Alright. We're starting to get some exhaust rolling here, that's good. I think she's just got a little more in her. All right. As Ben would say from Bike Spirits and Brews, that it is Taco Tuesday all over the front end of this motor here. Woof. All right, I'm gonna go back to you guys. I'm gonna get this cleaned up a bit, and I think we're on the right track here. All right, we are back. Let's get this hopefully turned over. We got some ignition going. Alright, just gotta figure out why it's going full throttle here. Alright, so let me get into this real quick. I went to go look at the timing and stopped and double checked my carb and realized that the accelerator pump screw is not working correctly. Essentially, when I press it down, there's no squirting of any type of gas going on. But if I use my screwdriver and push down the pump, I get it to squirt. So there's something with the tension on this that's completely messing the whole thing up. So I'm gonna pull the carb off and get this readjusted and figure out what is going on. And I think that's the culprit of why it wants to just go wide open throttle and essentially not stop. So I'm gonna get this pulled off and then throw it on the bench. We'll see what goes from there. So I found a problem. Looks like I had this just slightly cocked enough on the spring reset here, like when you set up the shaft and the spring tightness on this, or the positioning on it, where it's just slightly open down here, kind of giving an open throttle response. Plus, it's just not punching down on the plunger. So I'm gonna try and reset this so we can get it sealed. Hopefully it's not anything to do with the casting itself. This was a very used and old Super E. I really don't know what the background of this, but should be able to get it worked. Hopefully. So we're gonna loosen these up and see if I can get it to adjust correctly and get us into the right spot. All right, we are back in action. I got it all sealed back up, no more gaps on the fly there. And it was just ever so cocked, just too much, almost like forward. So it just threw everything off, which would make sense of what's going on. So if you see, now it snaps back, it's got all the tension it needs. So it was essentially giving itself quarter throttle right off the bat. Plus the plunger was working, so it just throws everything off on the carb itself. So now we are good to get this back on the bike and see what it does. Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on now. All right, so going off of S&S Carb's accelerator pump specs from the factory, did its turns correctly. It should just come out just fine. There's nothing going on. So we're gonna try and move it in, because I saw it before I adjusted it. Now I don't see it. So we're gonna kind of Let me do a half turn in. Okay, that's not it. All right, we're gonna turn it back out then. There we go. Now it's shooting out. Let's try that one. Part of me was wondering if the spark plugs fouled out, and they look pretty fouled out, and they smell pretty bad. So I got some fresh ones ready to go, already gapped at the spec 0.040. So let's get these on and see if this makes a difference. All right, now I gotta get the battery jumper here. Let's try it again. Well, we got it, but it wants to go at 100 miles an hour. I gotta figure out what is going on, but it's definitely there. Okay. Why on earth does it want to go 100 miles an hour? I fixed the throttle. We got that going correct. It just wants to go now at top speed right when I started. Good, but still back kind of at the same spot. So I need to figure out what's causing it to just hammer it the whole way. And let me take a little gander at the timing here, all right? I wanted to eliminate everything for causing this to rev the way it was. So remove both of the cables. There's a huge kink, and I believe that's what's also causing my problem. I thought this was gonna snap back fine, but that's a big problem. So I removed that and the plate, which holds the enricher, just to make sure that this aftermarket one that I got here, or like the plate that itself, isn't just grabbing this too much from the start. So kind of eliminates everything. So we got just the motor and the carb to work together, and hopefully we get some good action after this. All right, so let's see what it does. All right. Woo! I'm stoked to hear this motor turn over. If you never have watched any of my old videos or past videos, I rebuilt this motor. I redid the push rods. I got the heads all redone. I did the cam EV27 into it. Bored the cylinders. It had a major base gasket leak going on there, and I redid everything, freshened up gaskets, just made it a whole new top end, including the new carb that I rebuilt on here. So super, super stoked to finally get the motor. There's a big hang up on trying to get this motor started when I got the motor finished and think about it through, that I rewired the front end that was hacked up to run off of essentially a single headlight, and I made it so that it has the new RT wiring, so I couldn't just plug it in. So I had to go through that whole process to get it done and finally get to this step, and seeing it turn over it's awesome. Super, super stoked on being able to hear it over. And I can't wait to actually ride it and feel it, but we got a couple of problems I gotta fix beforehand. The cables are definitely kinked and messed up. Looks like that's also part of the reason why they were holding up on the carb. The plate that goes over to hold up the air filter itself, the enricher piece right there, looks like it's snagging up already off the start, so I'm already getting a high idle from that, even if I push it all the way down, I believe, on there. So I'm gonna fix the cables, get that correct, make sure that's all fixed, and then we can get into the timing and get that, and then she'll actually be able to ride and drive around. So super stoked. Got a bunch of other stuff coming up on the bike, exhaust, shocks, fun stuff, entertaining stuff to see on this FXRT. And that about wraps me on this one, guys. I'll greatly appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button, tap that like, press the notification, leave a comment below and tell what you think. And for those who've already subscribed, thank you, and as always, stay free. I'll catch you guys later. Peace!